What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norm Radd89 here, bringing you another Radd movie review. Today, we're going to be talking about a recent film I just caught on Shudder. And I know I'm a little late on this one, but I just caught this one, like I said, on Shudder. I watched it yesterday. It's called The Sadness. This movie was out of this world for real, but trigger warnings for sure. If you're not a fan of intense gore or some sexual violence type stuff, this isn't going to be the movie for you for sure. So definitely, if that bothers you, stay away from this film. But if you're cool with that stuff, stick around for this review as we dive into this movie. And this is going to be a non-spoiler review, so don't worry about any spoilers or anything like that. Let's get into this. Roll it. So The Sadness, like I said, was one film that I just caught recently. Hardcore rated, like I said, this is R-rated, gorehound type stuff for sure. And let's get into the positives right away, and then we'll get into the negatives, then my rating, and I'll send you all home. And right off the bat, me being a heavy gorehound, this is right up my alley in terms of body horror, in terms of amount of blood, even though some of the shots might be extreme, like if you're like an anime fan and you've seen anime movies, and sometimes like they strike the blood or strike people and then like blood comes squirting out intensely and like rains down, like that kind of stuff. Expect that in this kind of film, and like that for me is cool. Even if it isn't an over exaggeration, I'm still really happy with that stuff because, like I said, I'm a gorehound, and I'm one person who's more for show me. Don't tell me, don't let me think about it in my head. I'm a show me type person. I like seeing my realistic effects. I like seeing my shit on screen. When stuff happens off screen, that's not my jam. Another great thing about this film is the pace, the fact that it goes by really fast. It's about an hour and 38 minutes and it breezes by really quick, and we follow three different people in this storyline. So we're following what our story is about an infection that starts spreading throughout a town. And we follow, like I said, three different characters: a woman, her boyfriend, and then also a guy who gets infected. And we kind of, like I said, cycle through all three and see how their stories intersect, as the boyfriend's trying to find the girlfriend and get to her, and also the guy who gets infected, he's after the girl as well. So it's like all this kind of, this triangle of who's going to find who first and all this, while the terror of all the pandemic is going on. And that's another great thing too, is it feels very with the times without referencing the pandemic hardcore being like a COVID thing. It has a new name in this film, the epidemic that's happening, and it feels very realistic. How people are wearing masks around and stuff like that. So it's a film that is able to have kind of social commentary in it, but it doesn't take away from the story or the intenseness of the film. Another great thing is, like I said, it's just one of those films that, for me, it's right up my alley in terms of the pace, the violence, and the gore. And it's, like I said, it's kind of plays on zombie factor stuff, but imagine like 28 days later or a 28 weeks later. Imagine that, but better played out. After watching this film, that's how it felt to me. Is it felt like 28 days later or 28 weeks later, which are films that I do enjoy, but this felt like a better execution of a very like that kind of story. That's what it felt like. So let's get on to the negatives, because there's a couple negatives. Like I said, not huge negatives, but I can see why they would be negatives for some people. And for one, I'm going to tell you right now, is that the heavy violence and the gore and the stuff in this film and the content, it's not going to be something that's easy to pop on. Like, it's not going to be one of those films that it's like, oh, I just watched it, and let's watch it again every day, every moment, kind of thing. Like, it's not one of those kind of films. It's not easy to digest or easy to be like rewatchable, because it's got a very dark, heavy tone. It fits the film and it works well with the movie, but I could definitely see how that would be a negative for some people. Another negative that's going to hurt this film for some people is the fact that it is a foreign film and it has subtitles and stuff. So if you're not cool with subtitles, because like my mom, there's some people out there like my mother, she will not do subtitle movies. Like, she hates it. As much as I've tried to get her to watch some old school Hong Kong fight movies or some badass like Japanese horror films or anything like that, my mom won't do it because she doesn't read subtitles, so that's not her jam. So I could see how that might hinder some people also from watching it. But overall, in my book, like, I had a freaking blast with this movie. It met all my expectations of what I wanted, and I would give this film a 9 out of 10 for sure. Like I said, the only reason it's not going to get that 10 out of 10 is it's not a heavy rewatchable film. I'm not going to be able to rewatch this film all the way, all the time. It's freaking badass and it's good, but like I said, it's not a heavy rewatchable film. That's the only reason why it's not going to get that 10 out of 10. But a 9 out of 10 is still a very solid, freaking good rating. And if you're cool with heavy gore and you like kind of zombie stuff and heavy pandemic shit going on and like the city's just going ape shit, this is going to be the movie for you, and you really need to check this out. I checked it out on Shudder. Like I said, that's where you can check it out. And let me know in the comments section what you thought of this film. Is this a film that really hit hard for you, or have you not seen this film? Like I said, be sure to let me know when you check it out in the comments section. I would love to hear from all of you, your thoughts on it. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel, because I'm going to be continuing my Friday the 13th review series going on through the films, and we're going to be on to part 5 next. Thank you for sticking around with me, y'all. Have a safe and happy day. Peace out.